Hello friends, today we are to take up next part of AC theory, AC across pure or ideal inductor. As I mentioned earlier, we are to take up 2 points with each circuit. First is the phase relation and the other is average power consumed over full cycle of an AC. So first we take up phase relation. Case of phase relation, we determine phase relation between applied voltage and current flowing through the circuit. So out of the 5 steps, first step is physical situation. Consider an ideal inductor L connected across an AC source whose voltage waveform is given by the expression Et is equal to E max sine omega t. Let us mark it as equation 1. So here is the circuit. Pure inductor L connected to AC source, Et is equal to E max sine omega t. Okay. Now second step is current flowing through inductor. We use Ohm's law to find out current flowing through conductor. It is equal to Et by XL, where XL is AC resistance of inductor or reactance. XL is, X is symbol for reactance, L for inductance. So XL is inductive reactance. So its units are also Ohm because it is a resistance to AC. Now we proceed to derive this expression, evaluate this. Let It be the current flowing through the inductor at any instant of time t, then magnitude of induced EMF set up across inductor would be Et is equal to L di by dt. It is the magnitude. We are not taking minus here because it is opposite. Minus we usually put, but here we have talked of magnitude of induced EMF. So magnitude of induced EMF we can write L di by dt. Let us mark it as equation number 2. Or how we write this equation? We find out di by dt. Di by dt is equal to Et by L from here, Et by L. So dit is equal to Et by L into dt. Dit, we take up dit, we shift dt to this side. Now substituting the values of Et from equation 1. Et from equation 1. We have dit is equal to E max sine omega t divided by L into dt. Substitute the value of Et as E max sine omega t. Let us mark it as equation number 3. Now integrating both sides of equation 3, we get integration dit equal to integration E max sine omega t by L into dt, or integration of dit is It, it is equal to E max by L. We take out the of integration, inside we write sine omega t dt and we integrate it. Now E max by L as it is, integration of sine omega t dt is minus cos omega t divided by omega. It is equal to E max by omega L into minus cos omega t, or we write It is equal to E max by XL into minus as it is, omega L as XL. XL is inductive reactance, minus as it is, and we write cos omega t as sine 90 minus omega t, or sine pi by 2 minus omega t. Now minus sine theta is sine minus theta. Sine minus theta is minus sine theta. We take minus inside and we shift these terms. So it is equal to, It is equal to E max by XL into sine omega t minus pi by 2. Now or how we write this equation, or IT is equal to I by x sine omega t minus pi by 2, where I max is equal to E max by XL. E max by XL we replace by I max. So I max is equal to E max by XL, and XL is equal to omega L. The value of XL is omega L, and is called as inductive reactance, or reactance is AC resistance. Inductive reactance means it is AC resistance. So reactance is nothing but AC resistance, which opposes flow of AC through it. SI unit of reactance is ohm. So XL is equal to omega L is equal to 2 pi FL, because omega is 2 pi FL, where F is the frequency of AC. If we plot graph between XL and frequency, it is a straight line. XL is directly proportional to frequency. As frequency increases, inductive reactance increases. As frequency reduces, inductive reactance reduces. So both are in direct proportion. XL is directly proportional to F. Now we come to third step, phase relation, lead or lag. Now comparing equation 1 and 4. Comparing equations 1 and 4. This is fourth equation and this is first equation. It is equal to E max sine omega t, equation 1, and IT is equal to I max sine omega t minus pi by 2, where I max is equal to E max by XL. So comparing the two equations, we find here you can compare like this, both are close to each other. This is equation 1 and this is equation 4. So comparing equation 1 and 4, we find, comparing equation 1 and 4, we find that current lags behind voltage by pi by 2. That is, IT lags ET by pi by 2. Fourth step is phasor diagram. How we represent the phase between the two. Suppose this is plus y, this is minus y, this is plus x. Here we represent ET along positive x-axis. Then IT is represented along negative y-axis, 90-degree lag. If we represent ET along positive y-axis, then IT would be represented along positive x-axis. Okay, 90-degree lag. Now fifth point we are to discuss is waveform. How we represent waveform. So this is the waveform. ET is equal to E max sine omega t. It's a sine wave. Sine wave. Now since current lags behind ET by pi by 2, so IT is equal to minus IT is equal to, not minus, IT is equal to I max sine omega t minus pi by 2. So it is also sine wave which starts pi by 2 phase angle later than voltage. So current wave starts from here, dotted lines shows current waveform. It is also sine wave. It is not sine wave, but it is cosine wave. See, look here, it starts from here. It is cosine wave, negative cosine wave. IT is equal to minus I max cos omega t. So it is cosine wave. So it is sine wave. If we look at sine omega t minus pi by 2, then it becomes sine wave. So sine wave starts from here. This wave starts from here. Pi by 2 lag. Actually it starts from here. Cosine wave. Negative cosine minus cos omega t. So either you write minus cos omega t, then we start from here. If you write sine omega t minus pi by 2, we start from here. It hardly matters. So this is current waveform. Now we go to second point. Power consumed, average power consumed over full cycle of an AC. Now here B part, average power consumed over full cycle of an AC. 5 steps again. First step, physical situation. It is the same as we have developed for phase relation. Consider an ideal or pure inductor connected across an AC source whose voltage waveform is given by the equation Et is equal to Emax sin omega t. Equation number 1. And draw the circuit. This is circuit, pure inductor connected to AC source, Et equal to Emax sin omega t. Second step, instantaneous current. We have to find out. Let IT be the current. IT be the current flowing through circuit at any instant of time t. Since current lags Et by pi by 2, therefore instantaneous current can be expressed as It is equal to Imax sin omega t minus pi by 2, or It is equal to minus Imax cos omega t. If we switch over this, we take minus outside, so sin minus theta is minus sin theta, minus will come outside, and sin 90 minus theta will, sin 90 minus omega t will become cos omega t. Now third step, let us mark it as equation 2. The third step, instantaneous power, Pt is equal to Et into It, or Pt is equal to Emax sin omega t into minus Imax cos omega t, minus Imax cos omega t. It is equal to minus Emax Imax sin omega t cos omega t. So multiply by 2, divide by 2. So Pt would be equal to minus Emax Imax divided by 2 into sin 2 omega t, because 2 sin omega t cos omega t is sin 2 omega t. It is equal to minus Emax Imax by 2 into sin 2 theta. We replace omega t by theta, where theta is omega t. Or Pt is equal to minus Emax Imax by 2 into sin 2 theta. Let us mark it as equation number 3. Now fourth step, power over full cycle of an AC, that is POFC, over full cycle, is equal to Pt dt 0 to t, or power over full cycle of an AC is equal to 0 to t Pt dt, and we replace Pt by minus Emax Imax by 2 into sin 2 theta d theta. Replace Pt. We substitute the value of Pt from equation 3 here, 0 to 2 pi. It is equal to minus Emax Imax divided by 2. We take it outside integration. Inside sin 2 theta d theta 0 to 2 pi. So here we take minus inside. We take minus inside, this minus. We take inside, and outside integration Emax Imax by 2 only. Or power over full cycle is equal to Emax Imax by 2 into cos 2 theta by 2, because integration of minus sin 2 theta d theta is cos 2 theta by 2. So multiply 2 and 2. Emax Imax by 4 into cos 2 pi. Theta is replaced by 2 pi upper limit. So 2 pi into 2, it will become 4 pi, minus theta is 0. So it will become 0, minus cos 0. Or power over full cycle is equal to Emax Imax by 4 into 1. Cos 4 pi is 1, cos 0 is 1, 1 minus 1 is 0, or power over full cycle is equal to 0. This is equation number 4. Let us mark it as equation number 4. Fifth step, average power over full cycle of an AC. Power average power, AVE, average power, average power is equal to power over full cycle divided by 2 pi minus 0, upper limit minus lower limit. And power over full cycle is 0. So 0 divided by 2 pi is 0. So this is full cycle. Thus we see that average power of full cycle is 0. So thus we see that average power consumed over full cycle of an AC is cycle of an AC in purely inductive circuit is 0. Reason being, during first half of the cycle, power is drawn from the source, and during next half, which is negative half, power is pumped back into the source. So during first half, positive half, power is drawn from the source, and during negative half, power is pumped back into the source. So net power consumed over full cycle is 0. Average power consumed over full cycle is 0. Now assignment 7.2, question number 3. An AC voltage ET is equal to E max cos omega t is applied across pure inductor L so that current lags behind applied voltage by pi by 2 in phase. Question number 4. Show that average power consumed over full cycle of an AC in purely inductive circuit is 0. Justify your answer. And question number 5. What is the power dissipated in AC circuit in which voltage and current are given by the expressions ET is equal to 200 sin omega t and IT is equal to 10 sin omega t minus pi by 2. So you have to solve these 3 questions by yourself. So we have derived the article with sin omega t. Now here you have cos omega t. The results will be same whether you take sin omega t or you take cos omega t. So thank you so much. Next time we will take up AC across pure capacitor.